Hello again, welcome to another edition of CropLife Retail Week. Paul Schrimpf back again with Eric Sfiligoj after a week of Box Boy. Box Person.
Box Person, yes. And to everyone who loved Box Person and sent in some comments, thank you very much. I'm sure down the line we'll have Box Person make another appearance here, perhaps over the summer when he's on break.
Man, too bad you got me again, so sorry.
That's all right. But hey, Paul, you've been teasing like the Chicago trip for like forever, so maybe you can tell the audience what you saw there, who you talked to, and what the themes were.
So basically, it's all unmanned systems. So a lot of it is military, a lot of surveying and construction and things like that. Anything that you can use a drone or unmanned technology to do inspections and look at buildings and all kinds of things, surveying. So agriculture's kind of risen, but it's still a fairly small component of this conference because a lot of, you know where the big money is. Big money's going to be in military. The big money's going to be in those larger industries. And agriculture, with the fussiness of imagery and the way it's read and what it means for a plant versus a building. A building is a building, or a telephone pole is a telephone pole, but a plant is always a little different. So it's going to be a little odd. But it was interesting. I think the most interesting thing was what they're talking about is line of sight or beyond line of sight use of drones. And it looks like in the next couple years, they say even 1 to 2 years, the optimists are saying that we could see that kind of technology, that kind of regulations on that roll out. So then we'll see new things, especially for agriculture, in terms of being able to dispatch equipment, schedule it, and maybe dispatch it from a remote location instead of having to have a person there doing it. Now we don't know what the regulations are going to be like. It could be very, very tough, but at the same time, that's going to unleash a lot of technology. And really, the whole conference, everybody says, well, when we get to beyond line of sight, we'll be able to, fill in the blank. It's a lot of different industries, but definitely ag.
So I've got a question that like 1 to 2 years, you said, or so before this actually begins to happen. I mean, are we waiting for some technology improvement, or are we waiting just for regulatory improvement? What's the key here?
No, I think the technology is being built anticipating this is going to happen. Okay. And a lot of folks are saying it's going to move forward just from the pressure, both from the public and from commercial operations that are trying to get this technology out, and the benefits of it, which are really pretty extensive. So it looks like it's going to happen, and at some point here in a relatively near future, and it'll be a solid addition to technology, and probably still won't be like retailers having those kinds of systems on their own, but possibly using a contractor to do flights, or working with what they call a lot of universities there, and talking about like some of the rural airports, maybe creating drone ports where they basically just dispatch a drone technology from a central location.
That'd be nice.
Rather than having it scattered all over the place. And that's really going to be key, is centralizing it, because they're probably regulations are going to want these things all over the place, willy-nilly. They're going to want it centralized. So it's interesting. I thought that was probably the most cool thing from there. Besides, I'll probably show a picture of it here. I took a picture of it, but there's an enormous drone that a company called Bell built, which is basically a personal. You can take, I think it was a 4-seater. You can go in, fly, and it's like a prototype unit. And they had a simulation of it up on a video screen showing how it would work, and it was pretty creeped out, futuristic. But
wait a minute, you're talking about like passengers?
Yeah, like
on the drone?
four-person drone. Yeah, flying around buildings, and that's what we need.
Okay, I have trouble with helicopters. I'm not sure
it's like the Batmobile.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Batmobile with 4 spinning, wild.
All right. Well, while you were having fun in Chicago, I know I've been following some of the news. Paul, of course, glyphosate in the news a lot lately, with the trials, verdicts going against the herbicide in the market. We had the folks at EPA, though, send out a release this week where they basically reaffirmed their belief that glyphosate is perfectly safe, and based on their studies of it, that it does not cause cancer. So that's an interesting thing. Sonny Perdue actually put out the statement saying that based on their research, there's no problems with glyphosate. So it'll be interesting to see, Paul, if maybe some of that feedback comes into the upcoming trials. But I guess now we're looking at about 13,400 pending trials for Bayer and glyphosate in the marketplace.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it just keeps going up and up number-wise. That's
There's still a 2,4-D task force that's been working on 2,4-D safety issues and research for, let's say, 2 decades plus. So,
yes, exactly.
Glyphosate could be not necessarily hitting for a similar fate, but I think the more information, the more data we can get out there, the better, and the more collaborative we can be about it. So
yeah,
that's good.
The other thing to talk about, of course, is weather. It's been particularly bad here in Ohio. I know we've had several days of rain. I know lawns in my area are getting pretty high. I know I had someone on Facebook send me a note talking about Illinois, and the reason this came up is we sent out a survey recently to our CropLife 100 folks, and basically most of the folks in Illinois did not return the survey to me because they said, lo and behold, they haven't really done anything yet. And based on the statistics from my Facebook friend, Paul, at this point, a year ago, Illinois was 28% planted when it came to the 2018 crop. This year, as of May 1st, 9%. And going back 5 years, the average is about half, 43%, is in the ground by May 1st. So the farmers in Illinois are way behind, and I know based on some USDA numbers I was reading, the corn crop nationwide is about 15% planted at this point. Soybean only at 3%. So unfortunately, though, this is not moving the needle on prices on the commodity side of things because there's so much carryover out there, and the crop coming in from places like South America is stronger than expected. So at the moment, prices are not going up, even with the threat of maybe no crop getting into the ground between now and the end of May.
Well, could be a test. Test was one of those years where people will look back and talk about how the hybrids and varieties were tested, and we'll see what comes out at the end of the year, because it's not probably not totally unprecedented, but it's going to be one of those that stretches the bounds in terms of how it'll work.
Well, and some of the numbers I was looking at and some of the reports I was reading said that if this overly wet weather in the Midwest continues through the end of May, we may see acreage shift from corn going to soybean because it takes a little less time to get it into the ground and bring it to harvest. So it'll be interesting to see as we go forward here over the next 30 days.
Yeah, and it was a year that everyone was bullish on corn.
That's
so
right.
It's not going to be it's going to be done with great regret, I would think.
Yep.
By the time we get there. So I wanted to talk about the upcoming things that we're doing. The changes that have happened and are ongoing. We now have a new PrecisionAg.com website. It really encompasses really kind of a global perspective on what's going on in precision agriculture around the world. And we have Precision Ag Professional, which is part of CropLife. The print product was rolled into the CropLife brand. The Precision Ag Professional content is also rolled into CropLife.com, so you'll be finding that in a special section within CropLife. But the other thing we're doing is we are leaving a Precision Ag Professional email newsletter. Is we've added a new newsletter off the PrecisionAg.com site called The Signal. This is going to come to you, and probably is coming to you weekly via our usual email channel. You'll see The Signal. It will be coming to you for about a month, I think, a month and a half.
And then you have to request it.
But at some point between now and the end, you're going to have to request it because we are going to keep it subscription only. We want to make sure that the folks that are getting it are the ones that are really interested in precision ag on a global basis. And there's going to be a lot of interesting analysis. We're putting opinion pieces in there, perspectives from all over the place. And so it's really going to be a very valuable tool if you're looking at technology from a broader view. But you do need to sign up for it at some point before the subscription runs out, or you won't see it again.
Yeah, so keep watching your email inboxes for that, and keep watching also for our videos in the future.
Yeah, please keep watching. Please.
Please.
Yes. Well,
and comment on Paul's new coffee cup, which is a different color if you want to.
Yeah, see, it's my daughter likes to celebrate our Irish heritage, and will occasionally buy me a new Guinness mug. So that's my plug for.
I keep thinking Fruit Loops with the toucan on there. I'm sorry, and I just want some cereal right now.
Waiting for the bear one to come out. There is a bear too. So
good to know.
All right. Well, that's it for this edition of CropLife Retail Week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below.
Your feedback is important to us. We'll try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.